Hello, friends. This is Chandrakant from Akul Mac Technologies, and welcome to Legal Matters. And as you know, friends, we discuss the legal matters and also something which is affecting the nation and the people. And for this discussion, let me invite my friend from Ahmedabad, Mr. Jeet Bhatt. He is a very well-known lawyer practicing in High Court in Ahmedabad and also very well-known legal luminary. So we are very happy to welcome Jeet.
Thank you very much, Chandrakant, for introducing me and inviting me for this program. I'm looking forward to having a discussion.
Certainly, Jeet. In fact, what I want to discuss today is something which happened just yesterday, and that is the bail given to Riya Chakrabarti in the NDPS Act. And since we were discussing the NDPS Act also previously last week, and I want to know your opinion as a lawyer, as a legal luminary, that she has got the bail, but what next?
Yes, Chandrakant, as yesterday itself, the Bombay High Court has granted bail on strict conditions to Riya Chakravarti, wherein the High Court has imposed certain very stringent conditions, wherein she has to deposit her passport. She can't travel out of country without the court's permission. She, in fact, even if she has to leave the jurisdiction of Greater Bombay, she has to inform the special judge in Bombay. And so, well, yes, bail has been granted, but there are stringent conditions. She has to appear on every occasion at the trial. So ultimately, though her personal liberty has been granted to her, but on very strict conditions, and the judgment is also a very landmark judgment on this matter relating to NDPS Act, which I will be discussing. But what next is now, once the uh, once the trial begins, then the witnesses will be called, and ultimately the trial court will determine whether all these accused persons have been found guilty of the charges leveled against them. And if yes, then there are, as I said, there are very strict punishments which can be imposed. And the offenses which have been initiated against these celebrities, the offenses, the minimum punishment starts from 10 years and it can go up to 20 years. So if ultimately the court finds her guilty, then probably minimum which would be imprisonment which would be imposed would be 10 years. That's a very, very long imprisonment if she's found guilty.
Yes, in fact, she is quite young. She is just 28 years old, and 10 years of your prime life is taken out. Obviously, your life takes a totally different change. Um, but I want to ask you something different. Um, well, I think 70 or 80% of the people of India are with Sushant Singh, and there has been a lot of mishandling or whatever you want to call it. Foul play may be a better word, but in short of not using the right word, I'm just using this one. Um, and Riya Chakravarti is one of the major person involved in this case. She is getting the bail. Don't you think it is sending wrong signals to the people of India?
Uh, well, you are right. There are a lot of allegations against Riya Chakravarti. And the manner in which the media has taken up this case, in fact, sometimes the overindulgence of media leads to an unfair trial being conducted. And therefore, in my opinion, in fact, if you read the judgment is a very detailed, lengthy judgment which discusses on the issues on NDPS Act and ultimately holds that she is entitled to bail because if you look at it from the Act, NDPS Act point of view, there was no recovery or any drugs which are found in her possession. Second, the in her statement itself, uh, she had retracted from that statement which she had made to the police officers. So, and also considering that the allegation against her was that she financed, procured these drugs not for her personal use but for the use of Sushant Singh Rajput through these drug syndicate. The court did not find the prosecution and the investigating agency having very strong proof against her and ultimately held that she is entitled to bail. But considering the judgment and considering what was against her, I think the judgment is a very good judgment, and it grants her bail, but on strict conditions. So it balances out both the eventualities, one of the society and second of the personal liberty of the accused as well. So
So
it's a very balanced judgment. But yes, ultimately, if sentence is imposed, then 10 years is a long period of time which has to be spent in jail. But then if you commit such serious offenses, then that is the consequence. Because there has to be a deterrent, because if there is no deterrent, if the accused people go unpunished, then crimes will always increase. So this deterrence is very important in society.
So, let me ask you this question. And, I'm not a legal person, so you are the legal person. But, you have to forgive me by, understanding that I'm not a legal person. I will not use the legal jargon. So, my question Jeet, is that she is involved in too many things as a convict or as a person who got allegation, not really a convict, so I think that's a wrong word, but she is having too many allegations. Number one, financing, as the NDPS Act or this particular NCB has said that she was actually taking money from various sources, including Sushant Singh Rajput, and then spending that money in buying the drugs. So, and she was also consuming, but her quantity was, which the police recovered or the authorities recovered, was much lower than the, as we discussed last week. So, don't you think that even though in the trial, when the case goes for trial, she would be given at least a minimum of 1 year of punishment?
Uh, yes. So it depends, because the quantity, as per the judgment and the facts which I gone through, the judgment doesn't say that she was recovered, or there was some narcotic substance found in her possession. In fact, what the facts say is that the NCB had got some secret information on 28th of August 2020, and they caught hold of some Abbas Lakhani, who was having possession of 46 grams of ganja. And then from him, the NCB got hold of one Karan Arora, who was found with some ganja. From there, they reached to Zaid Vilatra, who is the supplier and the of the drugs and narcotic substance. And from there, they found one Abdul Bashir Parishad, from whom Shovik Chakrabarti and Samuel Miranda used to procure these drugs. And those were at the instance of Ria Chakrabarti. These are the allegations against Ria. So Ria was not found under any possession of any narcotics. But considering that Section 27A of the NDPS Act has been applied, the minimum sentence, if she is convicted under say 27A, is 10 years. But the Section 27A is for financing and harboring the activities regarding drugs and narcotics. So therefore, even if there is no possession or no even small quantity found from her, the Section 27A is very stringent, and therefore, if she is ultimately convicted, the punishment would be 10 years.
So I think you're talking about minimum of 10 years of punishment, and she is also involved in many other things, like there is a CBI investigation going on. There could be the finance angle, which is ED. There could be a Pakistan connection. We never know. I mean, we don't know. Um,
Right.
I think, as you said, this is a remarkable judgment, and she deserved a bail. But I think she is gone for long, I think, as a human being.
That will depend, because under the NDPS Act, there is a reverse presumption, as I said earlier, that under the NDPS Act, if there's a prosecution against you, then you are presumed to be guilty until you yourself come out with a defense saying that you are innocent, and if you can prove it in the court. But apart from NDPS, under the offenses under the Indian Penal Code, there is a presumption that you are innocent until you are proven guilty. So, with regards to the charge of abatement to suicide against Sushant Singh, there is a presumption in her favor, whereas under the NDPS Act, that presumption was not there. So, if she's been granted bail under NDPS Act, then that presumption is now available to her of innocence in Sushant Singh's suicide case. But that ultimately depends on the investigation that is carried out by CBI. Ultimately, they'll have to say whether it was a murder or abatement to suicide. But one or two important facts, if I may highlight, of this judgment passed by Bombay High Court, it lays down and it finds that, because earlier view of Bombay High Court and other high courts was that even if you are found with possession of a drug or narcotic substance of a small quantity, then the offenses were bailable. So if the quantity was less than smaller quantity, the police would immediately release you on bail. And also there's a provision under section 64A, if ultimately you want to be de-addicted and if you are ready to go to a rehabilitation center, the prosecution can also be dropped against you if the quantity is of a small quantity and was for personal use. But if it was an interim quantity between small and commercial or commercial quantity, then those provisions were not applicable. But bail was granted to all those persons who were caught having small quantity. But in this judgment of Riya Chakrabarti, the Bombay High Court holds that that is not the correct view, as NDPS is a special act and it has an overriding effect over Code of Criminal Procedure, and therefore the even a small quantity of drug having been found in your possession, you can be arrested by the police, and then you will have to apply for bail before the special courts constituted under the NDPS. This has a very large ramification and has a very wide magnitude, because until now the police used to grant bail without approaching the court on its own under NDPS Act when the quantity was of a small quantity. But this judgment reverses that view and holds that even if it's a small quantity, the offense is non-bailable. And in a non-bailable offense, the accused persons can be arrested and then they'll have to get bail from the concerned court. So in that way, this is a very landmark judgment, and it changes the earlier judgments and the views of the earlier courts. And also now the police can act even more strictly.
So this is a High Court judgment. That means it applies
Yes.
across India.
Yes, it would apply across the country. But now, if the matter reaches the Supreme Court and then the Supreme Court holds another view, then that's a different matter. If the Supreme Court endorses the view of the Bombay High Court, then that becomes the law, because the judgments of the Supreme Court are binding to one and all.
Yes, this is understood. So I think, Jeet, the sentiment of the country, which is like 70 to 80% of the people, want justice in case of Sushant Singh's death. I think the Indian people deserve to know what really transpired, what is the angle, and whoever is using these drugs and buying and selling, getting into the trade of something which is a illegal substance, not only in India but across the world. In fact, if you go to Middle East, uh, you know, uh, there is a punishment of beheading. So this thing is so tough by other
Yes.
countries, and in India, I think somebody has to make sure that these things are not repeated. And I mean, you are in a media business, but it doesn't give you authority to start spreading this kind of bad habits among the masses. I think something has to be done about it.
Right. So, yes, absolutely. You are absolutely right. The act is, though it is stringent, but not as much as it is in the Middle East. But Middle East, the manner in which Middle East deals with these offenses also undemocratic, because you can't have beheading and cutting your fingers or cutting your hands for offenses. These punishments are completely barbaric and are not permissible in a democratic country. This country is based on rules of law, and based on the rules, uh, the same has to apply, and justice has to be delivered. So, but yes, these things cannot be recommended. Drugs cannot be recommended. The law enforcing agencies have to be extremely strict, and they have to find out the culprit, the perpetrators who commit such offense, and basically this has to target those who are in supplying and distributing these drugs. because the persons who are consuming it are under an habit and they become addicted. For them, there has to be rehabilitation centers, and their addictions have to be there has to be something done about their addiction, and it requires more rehabilitation centers in India. But for these persons who are financing it, those who are supplying, those who are cultivating it, they are the main perpetrators who are committing very, very serious offenses. And yes, the offense under the NDPS Act is, in fact, more serious than rape and murder as well, because this uh, these offenses can demolish the entire country and its future. So yes, the provisions have to be extremely strict, and strict actions have to be taken by the law enforcement agencies.
Jeet, in fact, this case has just started, and she got the bail. Bail is a right in the democracy, as you said. The country is governed by rules and regulations, and there are bail as a regulation. So I think it's a normal activity where the court has granted bail. But I think it has just begun. As you said, the charges are very, very serious. Most of India, almost like 80% of the Indians, wants a closure on this, and perpetrators needs to be booked and tried and jailed or whatever punishment they deserve. So,
Precisely,
so with this,
precisely.
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yes, yes, precisely. With this, they have to reach to a logical end. And but one thing which I want to tell you is bail under the NDPS is not as a matter of right. In fact, the provisions are so strict that bail normally in cases are always rejected. Rarely in special cases bails are granted, but the facts of this case were such that bail were granted to the main accused, but other accused bail, including Shavik Chakravarti, has been rejected because there was some material incriminating that was found against him, and therefore his bail has been rejected by the High.
So it means the brother Shavik will not get the bail because there was a recovery and there is evidence against him. And Ria got the
Yes,
bail, yet the case has to go on trial, and there is ample evidence against her. So I think she will have to go through the whole cycle.
precisely. Yes, absolutely.
So I think people who are watching this, the learning from an expert is that this law is very strict, and even though Ria got the bail, and this is exactly what we are discussing, but it is not, and it's a conditional bail. That means there are certain conditions, very strict conditions attached to it. So it is not that she can just get out and lead a normal life. And when the case goes on trial, there will be a lot of other activities which will be coming out. And then if she is found guilty of either financing a drug racket or consuming it, she will be booked and finally sent to the jail.
Punished. Precisely. And now it is more stringent of because of this judgment is that even small quantity possession of even a smallest quantity will also lead you into jail, and the offenses become completely non-bailable, and therefore also they are very strict.
So I think this is a very good information that you have given us, Mr. Jeet, and thank you so much. And I'm sure our viewers will like and probably like to post their comments, also like to engage with you. So I think it's a great information and great learning for our viewers.
Thank you very much, Chandrakant. In fact, I enjoyed this session, and I hope that your viewers get to know in depth the provisions regarding the NDPS Act and how strict they are.
Certainly. So, viewers, if you have any questions, please send it to us and we can pick that up in the next session with Jeet. You can also engage with us live during this discussion. But just in case, if you forget to write your comments, you can send us later on. The email is also listed at the end of this video. So, Jeet, thank you very much for joining us today. We will catch up next week once again.
Thank you very much, Chandrakant. We'll see you next week.
Bye bye.